Welcome to episode 1 of our summer sex series. I hope you are as excited as I am. And even though I get a little nervous discussing sex, I know it's important enough for me to press through my concerns so that we can master this area. So I want to start with a question. Do you think about sex? Honestly, do you? I'm asking you this question because it's the very question my husband asked me about 20 years ago. I remember it vividly because he genuinely wanted to know. Do you want to know what my answer was? Not really. I thought something was wrong with him because I felt that he thought about it a lot. And I'm sure that he thought something was wrong with me because I didn't really think about it at all. Well, that's not entirely true. I thought about it. I just didn't think it was a big deal. I thought it was something that we didn't really have to talk about. I thought things would be fine if we really didn't do it all the time. And friends, there was something wrong with the way that I thought about sex. If you've heard my story, you know that my husband and I had sex before we got married. Obviously, we had kids, quite a few, right? Sadly, sex wasn't much of a problem then. It wasn't until after we got married that it became a huge issue. I say this is sad because we are the ones that God created sex for, those of us who are married. The place where it should be a problem is outside of marriage, not within it. Sex became an issue in my marriage because I had the wrong thoughts, the wrong view about sex. As a matter of fact, I held 3 major views of sex that were quite flawed. I want to see if any of these resonate with you. The first view that I held that is definitely flawed is that sex was dirty. I was taught that sex was bad or dirty. It was something that loose, shameful women did, not holy women of God. I knew that my husband and I should not have engaged in sex before we got married, and I prayed after every encounter. I just knew that Jesus was going to come back, and I was going to go to hell each time. And even after we got married, I couldn't shake the shame that was attached to it. Even though we were married and it was fine and right for us to do it. It's what God wants. He talks about it in his word. He talks about it a lot in his word. But I created a shame mentality around it, and I just did not view it as beautiful. I thought it was shameful. I thought it was something to be hidden. I thought it was something to be done in the dark. And so I had a very flawed view of sex. And that way, I thought it was shameful or dirty. My second flawed view, I thought sex was for my husband. And I encounter many women who have this same type of view. I thought sex was something you did for him. I viewed it as something he needed, and I totally missed that I needed it too. Because I thought it was for him, it made it easy for me to use it as a tool of manipulation. If I wanted him to do something or get something or go somewhere or do some project for me, I knew that frequent sex was the way to go. If I wanted him to be in a good mood, have the right attitude, I knew that sex was the way to go for that. So I misused it. If I was angry or unhappy or upset, withholding sex was my weapon of choice. That's the way I'm going to punish you. Don't you dare touch me. It was wrong, guys. It was manipulative. I mean, do you see how incorrect that thinking is? See, sex isn't just for the man. Otherwise, why did God give both of us the ability to enjoy it or take pleasure in it? I was missing out on what was for me, and I was manipulating him because I thought it was just for him. And my third flawed view that you might be able to resonate with is I didn't think we should talk about it. Maybe it's because I thought it was shameful or dirty. But either way, I thought we don't need to talk about it. This is a private thing. Nobody needs to talk about it. I don't want to sit in a room and talk about it. I don't think the two of us need to talk about it. I don't know how I thought the problems around it were going to be resolved. I didn't know how our issues were going to be corrected, but I did not want to talk about it. If my husband brought it up, I immediately got defensive or I deflected. I thought, oh Lord, not this again. Certainly we had bigger issues to talk about than this. And if I discussed sex with my friends, it typically was to complain about how much our husbands wanted to do it, and how tired we were or how unimportant we thought it was. We sat around and vented, and we were wrong. We were wrong. My friends and I had the wrong view of it. So I want to remind you today that sex is a huge deal, and it is something that we need to talk about. We've got to have a godly view of it. Sex isn't just a big deal. It's a deal breaker. Next week, I'm going to share some reasons and some scriptures about why sex is so important in marriage. I hope that something sticks with you and prompts change so that you and your husband can have a godly, fulfilling sex life. I want you to remember that changed wives change lives. I'll see you next Wednesday. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments if you shared any of the same views that I had about sex and marriage. I'm hopeful that I'm not alone. I'll talk to you soon.